Hello there and welcome back once again to another edition of Silly Car Showdown. Today we are taking a look at the 1974 Honda Civic RS. This car was requested by Sydney, and of course it is a first generation Honda Civic, the car which I was absolutely ecstatic about when it came to this game. I love the old Honda Civic. It is an absolutely fascinating car, and of course it is, well, a nameplate which persisted and still continues on to this day, having the Civic sold millions and millions. I believe they're up to over 20 million units sold of this thing so far, and this is where it all started. It's a fantastic little car, loads of character, and today we're going to see how it does when it is sillyified. Anyways, to find out, first we're going to chuck away the old engine. As good as the 76 horsepower unit was back in its day, it needs improving. So our options are a 2-litre inline-4, the 1.6-litre inline-4, a 2-litre turbo engine from the newer Civic Type R, a 6.2-litre V8, and the Turbo Rally. So yeah, you can make a ridiculously powerful front-wheel drive version of this, but today we're actually going to stick in the 2-litre turbo from the newer Civic Type R. I actually forgot this car had that engine swap available to it. We are also going to make a use of the wide body kit available to this car. Looks a little bit strange now. It'll look a bit different when it's got the newer tyres on it, of course. We will not... actually, that's not adjustable, so we'll have that. That's ridiculous, but as that's non-adjustable, we'll have that just to complete the look. It looks a bit ridiculous for now, but I assure you it'll look a bit better once it's been lowered and all the rest of it. Anyways, what size tyre? Ooh, 275s on the front. Okay, this looks like it's going to be more promising than I thought. And 275s on the rear as well. No option to increase the track, interestingly enough. Although I guess with this car, it's pretty much maxed out. Anyways, of course we are going to want all of this because we're going to be putting a lot of power through a front-wheel drive chassis. Brakes, yes. Suspension, this should make the car look a little bit less ridiculous. There you go. It still looks a bit stupid, but ignore that. I think it's mostly because it's on stock wheels, but as I've said before, I don't change the wheels just because I'd spend forever looking for wheels, and I don't really want to do that. I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want to waste my time. Anyways, let's go ahead and upgrade this engine and see how much power we can get out of it. Of course, 306 horsepower stock is quite a lot, and it's going to be a lot more than a lot by the time that we're finished with it. I'm expecting somewhere in the region of 700. Could be wrong there though. That's going to increase it by 66. 14 with the intercooler. Oil and coolant's taking up to 10. And with the flywheel, we are making 603 horsepower. Okay, not quite as much as I thought. 512 foot-pound torque, or 1,560 pounds of weight, like the Cadet was. 4.9 seconds to 60, 217 mile per hour top speed. That's very, very quick for a Civic, let me tell you. So yeah, this one could be interesting. I was not expecting it to get quite that big of tyres. And with the 275s on the front, combined with the lighter weight, I'm not sure. Honestly, this could go one or two ways. It's either going to be absolutely terrifying and it's going to kill me, or this is going to be a sleeper hit of the century. Either way, there's only one way to find out, so let's go there. Well, here we are once again at our very snowy Edinburgh track to see how our 1974 Honda Civic with the new Honda Civic turbo engine fares around the track. It's going to have 5 laps to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader, well, it's a fellow Honda, the Honda NSX-R GT Hybrid with a 142.500. This car on likely to beat that. In terms of where I'm expecting this car to end up, well, we had the Acura RSX, which set a time of 151.482. That was also front-wheel drive. That was actually running a relatively similar amount of power. So it'll be interesting to see if this car can line up to that car. First thing I will note straight away is you can definitely tell this is a front-wheel drive car, let me tell you. If you slam the throttle down, it will just continue onwards. I always take out them bleeding bikes. Someone really needs to work harder and get a car. Anyways, yeah. You can definitely tell this is front-wheel drive. As soon as you touch that accelerator, you are going in a straight line, buddy. And you have absolutely no say in the matter. Brakes are astonishing. Straight line speed's pretty darn good as well. It's actually not too bad if you're careful on the throttle. It will wheel spin in up to... Actually, no, it wheel spins in 5th as well. Okay, yeah. You get to spin through every single gear if you go fully for the throttle, but it actually isn't too bad. I've spoke about this before when I drove the Sentra. Sometimes the whole ploughing straight forward can actually have its advantages, i.e. it means the car won't twitch. There's definitely some advantages around building your car's front-wheel drive over going for the more traditional rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive setups. All-wheel drive's, you know, the best of both worlds, essentially. Ooh, we are not going to stop for that. Brakes are good, they're not quite that good, though. Yeah, it's not quite your traditional... Four-wheel drive is the best of both worlds. People often try to go to rear-wheel drive because a lot of people prefer having the extra turning grip at the sacrifice of less rear-end grip. But, you know, in my opinion, I think front-wheel drive does have a place, and that is one of the key disadvantages of front-wheel drive right there. Occasionally you miss your corner. Then again, I missed it in the Impreza. Although I will say, speaking of Impreza, something I did find quite interesting when I sort of was looking at the stats quickly. This and the Impreza, there's actually 1 PI difference between them. This car is S1 Class 885, the Impreza was S1 Class 886. So there you go. A little bit of interesting trivia for you. Again, this is not going to beat the Impreza from last time. I mean, that set a ridiculously quick time. A 1:45.958. I will eat my shoes if this car can get within a second of that, to be honest with you. But, and I'll even eat my work shoes as well. Mostly because I actually need new work shoes. But they're also older and worse, so... You be the judge. It's a worse fate than eating my gazelles. I don't particularly want to eat those. Mainly because I only just got some. And I'm cheap, so I only buy shoes like twice. Or I only buy shoes like once every 2 years. And I wear the same pair of shoes. I have like 2 pairs of shoes. Anyways, enough about shoes. More about the Civic Type. I'm basically just buying time because this lap means nothing. Essentially. Smash into the side of that building. Having a few issues with that building lately. I think I smacked that in something else. I can't remember what it was. I can't actually remember now what it was. Might have been the transit I smacked that building into. But yeah, it's actually, to be fair, when you're not on the throttle, the turn-in grip on this is insane. Those 275s on the front, they are ridiculous. I think that's the biggest front tyres we've had pretty much all day. I started recording... The first car we recorded, in case you're wondering, was the NSX-R. We're doing a pretty lengthy recording session today, by the looks of it. Probably gonna start doing 4 of these a week instead of 3 a week in terms of upload schedule, but I shouldn't really be discussing that publicly, but by the time this goes out that might very well be the case, because it's proving to be a very popular series. There's a lot of stuff to do, and also I quite like doing it at the moment because it's my new project, so yeah, it's all good. Anyways, enough about that crap. Smashing into... I guess it's supposed to be like a toll gate or something? I've got no idea. Yeah, it is very understeery through the corners if you're on the throttle, and if you're not on the throttle, it's not too bad. It's just... it's kind of weird to get used to. Especially considering there's a cooling off power between... or a cooling off period between when you can get back on the throttle or when you've just come off the throttle. You can't quite turn in straight away. You have to wait a little bit for the car to cool down, and then the wheels will eventually go where you want them to. They're not particularly great driving cars, the front-wheel drive cars around here. But, you know, sometimes they surprise you. Again, the RSX, the first one we had, was particularly surprising. Then there was the Sentra, which was awful. This, in case you're wondering, in terms of handling, is somewhere in between those. It doesn't drive quite as nicely as the RSX. The RSX, you could really keep your foot in it. And the Sentra, you couldn't. And this, you sort of can't keep your foot in it, but as soon as you take your foot off it, it's actually pretty good handling. And the Sentra was more... not so that. So, yeah. Also, the Sentra was a little bit more slidey in the tail end. This, not so much. This actually has pretty big tyres on the rear as well, which I'm assuming is helping it a little bit as well. A 150.446 though, that does mean it beats the RSX, becoming the fastest front-wheel drive car we've had. Ironically, the fastest front-wheel drive car with the least amount of power, I believe. Although, actually, no, the RSX might have had 500 horsepower. I thought I put the Turbo Rally in it, but maybe I didn't. I think I've tried to avoid the Turbo Rally, just because the Turbo Rally goes in everything, so... yeah, sort of trying to avoid using an engine too much, but... I mean, it is quick in a straight line. It's quite funny when you see it go in a straight line, because you can just see the amount of wheel spin I'm getting from it as it goes up places. But yeah, it's pretty mental. It's pretty quick though. I'm just curious because I keep checking this net recently. 29.4 pounds boost. Okay, so we're making a decent amount of boost. That might cock up the Edinburgh Smile slightly. I'll probably check that in the wrong place, but oh well, the car will get one more lap. But 154.46, very impressive. Very impressive indeed. Maybe they can go ahead and get close to the Gremlin. That's a 149.182. I'm hoping it doesn't go any quicker than that, because I might have to start preparing the salt and pepper and start eating my bleeding shoes. Very quick through that area. That's where front wheel drives will always be good. It's just coming down there. If you can get that right, the little switchback, or the switchblade, I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm calling it the switchback or the switchblade. Also, I'm thinking of naming a few more corners, namely up here. I'm going to call this the understeer. I don't know. I don't know what to call that. Something understeer though, because that's where we get most of our understeer. But yeah, you can see once it 149.295. Jesus Christ. Okay, that is like Gremlin. Ugh. Bollocks. Ah, fuck. That's probably gonna spell the end of this lap. This could have gone quicker. It really could have, but damn. Bollocks, cock. Just too much speed in there. And the understeer picked up at a bad time. Yeah, this maybe could have got in the 148s. In all honesty, it is a very quick car. Not the best handling of cars. You certainly need to be ready for it. But yeah, it is a very quick car. Nonetheless. Yeah, a little bit of a shame that I can't quite stretch another lap out of it. Ah well. Sometimes that happens. Of course, when you record a series live, you can't always get the absolute perfect time for each car. Sometimes it'll just mess itself up. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame because, yeah, really this could do 148s. I don't quite know if it could do 147s, but it is a bloody quick car. There is certainly no denying the fact the Civic is a ridiculously quick car. But yeah, definitely could have gone quicker still, but I mean, I'm happy with that. It won't beat the Gremlin, but it will certainly... I mean, this is just a ridiculous time. A 149.295. Again, I'm apparently having a good old habit of completely underestimating the times cars get at the moment. I mean, I said the Subaru wasn't going to beat the Speed 12, or it was going to go around the Speed 12, and it went quite a lot quicker than that, so... yeah, apparently I'm a bit of an underestimator at the moment. But anyways, 149.295. Again, it could have gone quicker. I'm a little bit pissed because I kind of want to see the little Civic do as well as it can, but it's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. You can't always get what you want. Anyways, a 149.295 will put it into 7th place. It goes in between the AMC Gremlin, which it just misses out on, and it could have easily beaten, in all fairness. It probably could have gotten between the Gremlin and the Cayman, but no. It is going to go in between the Gremlin and, interestingly, the RSX. It is a second and a bit quicker than the RSX, which, yeah, very good time from that car. It's also about 2 seconds up on the Speed 12 and 3 seconds up on the 1000 horsepower Nismo Sentra. So yeah, the fastest front wheel drive car we've ever had is a 1974 Honda Civic with admittedly a new Honda Civic engine in it. Yeah, impressive stuff from the Civic RS. If you haven't given this car a go, I do recommend it. You'll fall in love with it just because of how much character and fun it really is. It blows any Golf GTI out of the water, if you ask me. Anyways, thank you all very much for watching this edition of a Silly Car Showdown. If you'd like to request cars for the series, you can do so down below in the comments section, either on the video on my channel or on HG Central, and request your cars there. Alternatively, you can scroll down to the description on my channel and join my Discord server, where there's a little request chat. You request the cars that you want in there, and that's probably the best place to do it. That's if you want me to like 100% see the car, as much as I do check the comment section as much as possible. I can occasionally miss stuff. The request chat is the best place to request the cars. If you've enjoyed this video, if you've enjoyed me, my name's Emile. If you're watching this on HG Central, there's a link to my channel down below in the description. If you're watching this on my channel, you're obviously already on my channel. So, anyways, this doesn't apply to you. Yeah, come check out my channel for pretty uninteresting content, but people seem to enjoy it, and I don't know why. Yeah. Until next time, thank you all very much for watching, and usually I have a witty line to say. I don't know. Wide boy Civic is best boy Civic. Yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching. Until next time, farewell.